It is not a coincidence that the Democrats leaked these emails to the fake news this morning ahead of Republicans reopening the government.
Right, that sounds like chaos. I mean, it's meant to feel that way. You're told to be outraged about one thing, then terrified of another. See, their messaging, that is the pundits, politicians, media spokespeople, is not by accident. It's actually a strategy to overwhelm you, confuse you, make you angry, and instill fear. But what if you could see the script beforehand? This is the Pundit Playbook. See, it's a set of rhetorical tricks designed to bypass your logic and get an emotional reaction. And today what we're going to do is deconstruct this in real time, using that opening clip as our case study. See, the Pundit Playbook is not designed to win an argument. It's actually designed to stop one from ever happening. It has two targets in your brain. First, your autopilot brain. As I've covered in previous videos, psychologists call this System 1 thinking. It's your fast, instinctive, emotional brain. And the playbook wants to keep you there so you never engage your manual, which is System 2 brain or thinking. That's your slow, deliberate, logical, and analytical brain. And then the second target is your amygdala. This is your brain's ancient threat detection system. The playbook uses loaded emotional words to trigger an amygdala hijack.
Here we are now learning the Democrats leaked the emails.
I knew it. I knew them libs were up to no good.
It makes your brain feel that a simple idea or a Facebook post is a physical threat, just like a lion laying out in the grass ready to eat you. And here's the key. When you're in that hot, hijacked state, you can't think clearly. Facts don't work on angry people, folks. You cannot use logic on a person in survival mode. Hence, the playbook wins. Now, let's watch it in action. So we're watching a White House press secretary respond to the release of new emails. That's the stimulus. Now watch for the response.
It is not a coincidence that the Democrats leaked these emails to the fake news this morning ahead of Republicans reopening the government.
Pause. See, that 4-second sentence was a masterclass in rhetorical manipulation. It's not one technique, it's a playbook cluster. So let's break it down. First, it's a red herring. See, the topic is the content of the emails. The spokesperson, however, immediately changes the subject to the motive of the Democrats and reopening the government. It's basically a pure distraction designed to make you chase a different argument. Second, it's a genetic fallacy. What she's doing is attacking the origins of the idea. She claims Democrats leaked it so she can imply the information itself is invalid. And that's all without ever having to address what's in the actual emails. This technique is a cousin to the ad hominem fallacy. And third, she uses loaded language. The term fake news isn't an argument, folks. It's an emotional trigger. It's a weasel word designed to make one part of the audience instantly dismiss the information without any analysis at all. But the playbook doesn't stop there. Watch what happens when a reporter asks why they're having an unusual high-level meeting.
Why are White House officials then meeting with Representative Boebert in an effort to try and get her to not sign this petition calling for the release of the files?
Doesn't it show transparency that members of the Trump administration are willing to brief members of Congress whenever they please?
That is a perfect loaded question. It's an assertion disguised as a question. So as our list says, it's the trap in the question itself. It frames the meeting as an act of transparency. So if the reporter disagrees, they look like they're arguing against transparency. It's a powerful rhetorical frame and it's designed to be a trap. So how do you counter the playbook? Well, you use our core definition of critical thinking. You create a pause between a stimulus and your response. So the entire playbook relies on you not pausing, basically taking a moment to process what you just hear. It wants you to bypass that. So in the pause, you do what the reporter Caitlin Collins does next. She doesn't take the bait. She doesn't argue the red herring, which is the motive. She fact checks the premise. She performs the analyze step. She asks, is this premise true? Is this meeting routine? Is this transparency? Watch.
Let me tell you, Brianna, it is incredibly unusual for the Attorney General the Deputy Attorney General and the FBI Director to brief a single member of Congress. They weren't briefing her because she was the chair of a committee on a pressing matter. To describe that as a routine briefing, it is certainly not, Brianna.
So that is the antidote in action. She paused, okay? She stopped herself from that instant emotional reaction. Then she analyzed. She separated the argument from the opinion. She identified the map, so to speak, the spokesperson was creating and compared it to the territory of the facts, if you will. She concluded. Only after the analysis, she decided for herself that the argument was not valid. And this is how you go from being the puppet, reacting every time your strings are pulled, to being the person who can look up and see the strings yourself. This is how you reclaim your mental autonomy. You see, the Pundit Playbook is a small set of tricks used over and over. And today we saw the red herring, the genetic fallacy, loaded language, and the loaded question. So when you're watching the news and you feel that hot flash of anger, that's your cue, folks. That's your amygdala hijack. And that's your signal to name it, to tame it. Enforce the pause and ask yourself, what technique is being used on me right now? All right, so before you go, comment below what the Pundit Playbook technique you see most often. All right? I want to thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.